Hello and welcome to Price Picks presents Dial C for Cricfit. It's the match preview of Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Punjab Kings. Now, looking at both the sides, if we look at the points table, Bangalore are high on confidence in this season. 6 matches, 5 wins, 1 loss. But on the other hand, it's the usual story of Punjab Kings. If we look at their position in points table, they're sixth. They've played 6 games, lost 4, won 2. I mean, if the fortunes have turned for Royal Challengers Bangalore this season, it has not been the same case with the Punjab Kings, despite changing their name, changing the jersey, everything, and whatever they could not change the way they perform. And that is why they are at this position in the points table here. So, talking about today's game, it's going to be RCB Punjab Kings. Looking at both sides, we have a lot of Punjab King players who were formerly playing at the RCB, and which is why it will be an interesting matchup because Chris Gale, Mayank Agarwal plays for Karnataka again. Then you have Chris Gale, KL Rahul. All these players were at RCB before, and which is why it is going to be a very very interesting game here. Talking about the toss, and okay, let's before I talk about the toss, I have posted a link in the comment section below. Hit that link and join us. And talking about the toss here, Virat Kohli has yet again won the toss. I mean, not a surprise. In this season, everything is going Virat's way. So Virat Kohli wins the toss and he has elected to ball first. No surprise, they're playing at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. So again, they're bowling first. Yeah, RCB are bowling first today. Looking at both the sides, if we look at Punjab Kings, they've made as many as 3 changes in the side, whereas RCB have made just 1 change. And RCB's 1 change that has come into play is that Washington Sundar is not playing. He has been left out for a Shahbaz Ahmed. Now, Shahbaz Ahmed has been impressive in the season, and which is why they have included him in the side. KL Rahul mentioned at the toss that Virat Kohli mentioned at the toss that it's a lot to do about the matchups with Shahbaz Ahmed coming in. Washington Sundar is not facing any injury issue at the moment, which is why we are seeing Shahbaz in place of Washington. But looking at the Punjab Kings side, they have made 3 changes. So Moises Henriques is not playing. You have Deepak Hooda, Nicholas Pooran. All these guys are playing today. But taking a look at the Punjab Kings side, we'll look at the changes first. Moises Henriques, Arshdeep Singh, Mayank Agarwal, all these players are out. You have Riley Meredith, Prap Simran Singh, and Harpreet Singh. These 3 players have come in. So again, a lot of changes come into play. From what we know, is Mayank Agarwal is missing because of he got hit during a net session, and which is why we'll also see Chris Gale opening the batting today for the Punjab Kings side, and again that will could boost his confidence going ahead in the tournament because Chris Gale as an opener, we know how he has performed, and that is the case here. So Chris Gale, KL Rahul opening the innings, and then taking a look at the lineups here. You will probably have Prap Simran Singh at number 3, Deepak Hooda number 4, Nicholas Pooran 5. I would like to see Nicholas Pooran bat up the order, maybe perhaps at 3 today. Let's hope. But as per what the team sheets have come out, Prap Simran Singh might just bat at number 3. And Shah Rukh Khan again, he has not got the opportunity to flourish because every time he was out in the middle, he was batting with the tail, and which is why he had to preserve his wicket, also score runs. So we could not see much of him. But then looking at Prap Simran Singh, Shah Rukh Khan, the batting looks quite decent. Obviously, you're going to miss the likes of Mayank Agarwal in the side, but Chris Gale is going to open with KL Rahul. It's going to be 2 former Bangalore boys playing against Bangalore, opening against Bangalore. So will be very very interesting of what happens in today's game here. So that is the thing here with Punjab Kings. So 3 changes, and but if you look at the bowling attack, it might just be a bit edgy here. You have Chris Jordan, you have Ravi Bishnoi, you have Mohammad Shami, of Riley Meredith. Now Ravi Bishnoi has been impressive in the first 2 games so far he has played, but Mohammad Shami, I'm not really sure. And then you look at Chris Jordan, okay, he has come back in the side, will be bowling the death. But then you also have brought in Riley Meredith, who along with Jared Richardson have gone for runs in this season. So will be interesting what sort of an element or what sort of a difference Riley brings in today's game. Yeah, otherwise he might just not find a game going ahead if he gets hit for a lot many runs today. But with that being said, we will take a look at one RCB record here, and that has come into play. RCB have won 5 matches out of their 6 matches this season. That is the most amount of matches they've ever won in a season for the first few games, and that is where RCB are high on confidence. And it does seem like they are going to win this season. It just feels right that yes, it is going to be their season. RCB are going to finish at the top, at least in the top four. You might just see them in the finals. Again, it's we have just nearing the first half of the tournament. All teams have almost played 6-7 games, so you never know. Punjab Kings can just cause an upset today. They can come at the top of the order, but there there is so much in into play here. So talking about we'll take a look at the players to watch out for in today's game. And the players to watch out for today's game, we have gone in with Devdutt Padikkal and KL Rahul. Now, Padikkal plays for Bangalore, RCB, 5 matches, 188 runs, strike rate of 154, 100, and then there's KL Rahul, who has been just outstanding since last 2 seasons. Even in this season, now the question of strike rate does come into play, whether he has been batting at the right strike rate, because you don't want KL Rahul to play the role of an anchor. We know KL Rahul who finishes things off, opening the batting. Just he's an explosive batsman, but that hasn't come to play in this season. Even in the previous season, he once he gets off to a start, in the middle overs the strike rate comes down, and that might just be a question going ahead. So will be interesting how what sort of an approach KL Rahul follows here. So, and then on the other hand, you have Devdutt Padikkal. I mean, the lad recovered from COVID, came back, scored 100, and he has been so impressive in the season. I mean, 5 matches, 188 runs. He's outplayed most of his teammates in the side here. Rajat Patidar, Shehbaz Ahmed, they all batted at the top, but then it was Devdutt Padikkal who got them the runs. And that's been the case with the RCB batsmen in this season. You have De Villiers performing, Glenn Maxwell is performing, Virat Kohli got some runs in the previous game, and now you have Devdutt Padikkal as well. This is something we don't see that often, but it is finally happening that most or majority of the RCB batsmen are in form for the first time in a season, and it's good to see here. But taking a look at the trump cards as well. But before we take a look at the trump cards, we'll take a look at the price picks, over and under picks for today's game here. Well, that were our over and under picks of price picks. So if you want to create a fantasy team, go on pricepicks.com, make your team, play in those games there. They have a very interesting concept with the over and under picks. You pick particular players and they have a particular fantasy score set for them. If you select players in the over category and your players cross that amount of fantasy score, you get all your money back. And if you're playing in the under picks, if all the players end up below the amount, the number of fantasy points given, then you win again. So it's just you versus the computer. So it's an interesting concept. Just go and check that out on pricepicks.com. But moving on, we'll take a look at the trump cards for today's game. And talking about the trump cards, we have Harshal Patel and Ravi Bishnoi. Now, Harshal Patel, highly impressive for me in this season, barring that one over in Chennai Super Kings where he got hit for 37 runs. But then Harshal Patel, look at his stats in this season: 6 matches, 17 wickets, economy of 8.5. I mean, he has been impressive. Let's just accept this, that though he has been getting wickets, with full tosses and whatever, it is working in RCB's favor, and that's what really matters here. He has been bowling well, and he has done all things right in this season for RCB. And if RCB have won 5 games in this season out of the 6 games they have played, a much of the credit should go towards Harshal Patel for his outstanding bowling performance. I mean, you get traded from Delhi Capitals to Royal Challengers Bangalore, and now you're the purple cap holder. I mean, if you look at Harshal Patel's past few statistics, in last 5 seasons he might have not picked 17 wickets, but in this season alone he has picked up 17 wickets, that too in 5 games. So again, Harshal Patel has been the X factor for Delhi, for Royal Challengers Bangalore in this season. And on the other hand, we have Ravi Bishnoi. I mean, didn't feature in the first few games, I would say, when they were playing, and when Punjab Kings were playing, they played Murugan Ashwin, and it did work against their favor. But looking at now Ravi Bishnoi, 2 matches, just 2 wickets, economy of 5. He has done decent. He has done decently well, and he has been able to conserve the batsmen in the middle order and in the middle overs, and that's what really matters here. So Ravi Bishnoi has been doing well, and I do expect Punjab Kings to give him a longer run going ahead in this season. But with the batting failure and the middle order failure, it looks slightly bleak that they might qualify for the playoffs. But Ravi Bishnoi should be given a longer run. And finally, we come back to the game changers. And the game changers for today's game are AB de Villiers and Deepak Hooda. De Villiers, 6 matches, 204 runs, 250s. I mean, let's not just talk about De Villiers. He's a star player, but looking at Deepak Hooda, 6 matches, 110 runs, 150 strike rate of over 150. So, he has been another star performer for Punjab Kings in this season, batting at number 4, playing those aggressive shots, and just providing some support for KL Rahul at the top. If you look at the few innings Deepak Hooda has played, he is timing the ball so well. And before coming into this season, he had played his last game during the last IPL season. He missed out on the Vijay Hazare Trophy because of a controversy. But now Deepak Hooda looks so strong in this season. He is doing really well, and we might just expect a few big performances coming in from Deepak Hooda in this season. And De Villiers has been fantastic. I mean, six matches, 204 runs. I'm let's just credit Glenn Maxwell first, because Glenn Maxwell batting in the middle order comes down at 4, plays his shots, settles down, and once he gets out, or even if he doesn't get out, you have De Villiers coming in for the last few overs, and De Villiers just blasts off. And what else do you need with the RCB side? You open with Kohli, Padikkal, number 3. You're playing a mix of players since the first game. You've tried Washington, Shehbaz, Rajat Patidar, and then you have Glenn Maxwell, then you have AB de Villiers, you have Dan Krishan to follow, Harshal Patel, Washington Sundar if he's not batting at the top. So they have a lot of options this season, and all of them are performing. So it definitely is going in their favor. And what else do you expect from a De Villiers? He has been RCB's most consistent performers throughout ever since he started playing for RCB. But moving on, it's just been that season for RCB that they have done so well. 6 matches, 5 wins, 1 loss. But looking at today's game here now, we have Punjab Kings, we have Royal Challengers Bangalore. I strongly back Royal Challengers Bangalore at the moment. Okay, not Royal Challengers Bangalore. I'm backing Punjab Kings for today's game because I just feel they might just cause an upset. With the former players playing for Punjab Kings, they might just cause an upset. And let's see what is up for us today, because they have been impressive, and that is what matters here. But so with that note, I think we should call off today's game. We haven't been joined by any of our viewers today, so that's a minus there. But never mind. We have discussed whatever we can. It's RCB who have won the toss. They've elected to ball first. Punjab Kings have made 3 changes. Henriques, Arshdeep Singh, and Mayank Agarwal are out. Meredith, Prap Simran Singh, Harpreet Singh have come inside the side. And if you look at Royal Challengers Bangalore, they have made 1 change, and that is Washington Sundar goes out for Shehbaz Ahmed. Let's see what these matchups mean for both the sides. What sort of a different element these matchups bring here. And let's just hope for an interesting encounter here. It's the Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Punjab Kings, two teams with identical jerseys, so we might just get confused watching them play today. But with that being said, it is now time we wrap up the show. But before I go, we are now on Telegram as well. Do join us on Telegram. We'll be posting all the live updates, score updates, match predictions, fantasy 11, cricket memes, videos, everything. So do join us on Telegram. The link is given here. You can also use this channel ID to just search us in the search bar. Cricfit Update is what is the name of our channel. And we would also want you to visit the Price Picks website. That's www.pricepicks.com. Sign up now and we'll match your deposit of up to $100. Use the code CRICFIT and yep, that's where you would get all your picks for today. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the show. We'll end the show with the price picks, over and under picks, just in case you haven't made your picks for today. Do check that out and make your final picks. This is Amit Bedkar signing off, and I'll catch you tomorrow before the game. Thank you.